So the MCU has Spider-Man coming out on July 31st.
Yep.
Just 1 month before, on June 26th, the DCU has their second movie in general to come out, and it's Supergirl.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of worried. I'm not worried about the movie being good quality or not. I'm excited for it. I like the director. I like the writer as well. And I love the actress, but I'm worried that it's not going to be on people's radar. I think Superman performed well. I love the movie. It's easily one of my favorite superhero movies I've seen.
Superhero
one of the superhero movies that have made me feel the strongest after seeing it. Like the day or two after, I had a certain sense to me. And I don't know if that's going to translate to people. I don't know if like seeing Superman last year, I'm excited for Supergirl now.
I need to look more into it, but I don't think they're trying to bring it. I don't think they're trying to bring it to the same level as Superman. I think they knew Superman was going to be this like up there staple film. I wonder, like, okay, what was the budget? Do you know the budget for Superman?
Superman was 220 and it made 600.
How much is the budget for Supergirl? Do we know?
It's a little less. It's probably going to be 150. So they spent a little less. So it doesn't have to do as good. But I'm kind of thinking that Superman didn't do as good. Like it wasn't a home run. It was like we did it. We made a good profit, but it wasn't like, oh man, we're set. So I kind of feel like Supergirl, we have to be like almost on the same level of profitability. I
don't know.
Because I would think, like, for example, James Gunn also has his second Superman movie coming out next year. I think that one has to do better than Superman. And I hope it does. But I kind of feel like Supergirl is kind of in between it. So it's like, it's going to show us a lot. It's going to set up the stakes for Man of Tomorrow. And it's going to be like, okay, like, yeah, we're at a good place. Or if this next one doesn't do good, I don't know, guys.
Superman was... The reason why Superman didn't have to do catastrophically incredible like this, it didn't have to reach like the $1 billion mark because it was their first movie. It was their test run. They had just basically said, hey, you just fell in love with all these characters. You just fell in love with Henry Cavill Superman, Ben Affleck, Wonder Woman, like all these incredible characters. They brought in Aquaman, they brought in the Flash. Like they basically went endgame level big and a third of the time, made people somewhat fall in love with these characters. Some people hated it, but somewhat fall in love with all these characters. And then they were like, hey, we're scrapping all of that. Now come look and watch this guy. So I don't think they were trying to go straight back to the top. They were just honestly testing the waters, and it went well. They did over $500,000. Like,
okay.
I think they were more so like, okay, we did good. The movie was good. It responded well. The critics loved it. The audience loved it. Like, the money may not have been top tier, but now they did Supergirl. Like, Supergirl just has to be good at this point because they're basically starting at, like, I think Iron Man 1. You're basically just building that kind of universe back up, and then you get back to that pinnacle of a movie. First off, let's be real. Crypto's in it, so all the kids are going to love it. Everybody who's a dog lover is going to love it. Crypto already made a staple as probably the best animated or best CGI dog to ever exist. Like, let's see, Jason Momoa's in it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to love it who loves Jason Momoa. He's awesome. He's playing Lobo. Like, we finally get to see a good live action Lobo. Mm-hmm. And we're getting another Kryptonian who is a angsty, drunk female. Like,
The one thing I will say that I'm excited for sure about the DCU and how they're coming out with the movies is I feel like they really wanted to feel more connected. I feel like in the past few Marvel movies, they haven't felt super connected. Like, it's like this guy's doing this over here, that guy's doing that over there.
Yeah.
They don't run into each other. But I have a feeling that Superman's going to make an appearance in Supergirl, maybe some other characters. Like you said, Crypto. And I think when we get to the movie next year, so that will be 3 movies in a row from DC.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing characters pop up again and off, which I'm excited about.
More Green Lanterns, Mr. Terrific, his whole scene in Superman was awesome. They got to bring him back. I don't know. I think I'm excited. It's going to be good. But again, like, I don't think the stakes are nearly as high as some people think they are, because like it's not trying to be this pinnacle movie. It's just telling another part of the story. I think it's just a continuation of a story to get to the final thing.
Do you think it's our fault as consumers that have like propped up franchises to be like, it needs to be $1 billion movie for it to be, you know, worth putting out?
I don't think it's anyone's fault as much as like, I think that's just kind of what happens. Like when you're like, it's like the little engine that could, we just kept going up. We just kept going up the mountain. And at some point it's got to come down, and that's okay. And then we could just go back up. That's why, like, yeah, I think
it's hard. There's so many people I've talked to that are like, oh yeah, after Endgame I fell off. Like I stopped watching after that.
Well, because they messed up with that I don't think they set up well for anything after Endgame. Everything felt kind of rushed, felt more like a money grab than telling a story until we got to things like I'm going to be completely honest. I think the second Black Panther, like Wakanda Forever, I think it was a good movie, but in a lot of ways it didn't sit right with me because it felt like a money grab off of the death of Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
Like it did. So part of it was like, this just doesn't feel right. Like either, I don't know. That didn't sit right with me. And then a few things after that. And then the movies that I thought were incredible and did deserve like higher praise and sequels and stuff, like didn't get enough attention. Like Shang-Chi, awesome. That is probably in like one of my top 10 movies,
right?
Like of the MCU.
But you're not worried that Supergirl will fall into that? Like, oh, this movie was great, but it didn't get the attention that it deserved.
No, because James Gunn is good at making it a part of the story. Shang-Chi messed up because it was too separate. Like it didn't fit into the rest of the MCU. It really didn't. Until the only thing it fit into was Iron Man 3, which is quite frankly some people's most forgettable Iron Man movie, even though I loved it. So like it was too set apart, almost like the Marvels. Mm-hmm. The Marvels, another one where it's like it didn't tie them into the MCU at all. It tried to tie 3 characters together,
right? Like
without actually bringing it into the folds.
I do think that's something, you know, James Gunn really wants to avoid. Where I feel like decisions like that have been made at Marvel for the sake of it. Like, how do we bring these 3 characters that haven't done much together in one movie? Let's make it work. Where James Gunn is taking the approach of like, give me the script first and let me see if this is any good to even make. Yeah. Let's not make it off an idea. Let's make it off the actual product that it's going to end up being.
Yeah, like some of my favorite characters in Marvel did not pop back up until Marvel Zombies.
Right.
You know how upsetting that is?
Yeah.
And that's mainly because Marvel Zombies was mainly like they did the voice acting for Marvel Zombies years ago, back when those characters were relevant, and they thought they were going to be bigger. And now they're like, oh, hey, we have these characters again. Like
another concern I have is like one of the biggest appeals to me from the DCU is having James Gunn there. And recently there is news that Warner Brothers might get bought out by Paramount. Right. Okay. The problem here is that the politics don't align. James Gunn signed a contract that is going to keep him at Warner Brothers until 2027. And the owner of Paramount, David Ellison, he is very politically related to the conservative right. And to the point where like people are worried that, you know, Warner owns CNN, that when he gets CNN, he's going to change it, just like the whole drama the past year at CBS and how Stephen Colbert is losing his show, how Jimmy Kimmel was threatened to lose his show because of, political remarks that they made. And James Gunn is very outwardly expressive about his politics.
Yeah.
So some people are worried that if Paramount does end up with Warner Brothers, James Gunn isn't going to renew his contract and he's not going to stay here with the DCU anymore. So I do feel like the DCU might be up in a place where we might not have him anymore. I'm happy for him to be here right now. And if he's not going to be here in the future, I hope he lays a good foundation for a time where he might not be here. Some people are speculating that if he leaves in 2027, he might go back to Marvel and handle the X-Men stuff over there.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm the kind of person, I'm a James Gunn fan in general. Like screw Marvel, screw DC in the sense of like you might get a good movie, you might get a bad movie. It does depend on the director. It does depend on who's spearheading it. Regardless of that, James Gunn is so good. Suicide Squad was awesome.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like he's so good at what he does. He's so good at having a vision. The way he makes colors pop, like the way he tells the story and like ties in like humor into serious moments. I love it. I think regardless of what he does next, I'm going to watch it. And if that means that we're going to get a very short DCU or like very limited DCU where he's no longer spearheading it, as long as they are willing to keep his heart behind it, I think it'll still do well. Again, I don't need it to be multi-million, billion-dollar movies. Like, I just want to watch a good movie. Some of my I hate the whole mindset that it has to have this crazy. Again, I keep going on the tangent, but it annoys me. Like, as long as we can just get good superhero movies and stop trying to make them money pinnacle movies, I think would be good.
Right. Well, I think James Gunn is somebody, like you said, like a good person to trust for that. And he gives me confidence. You know, he didn't have anything to do with the writing, directing of Supergirl, but he is the producer. He is spearheading the DCU. So knowing that he's looking over the movie and reviewing it and wanting to make sure it's a good quality film does instill confidence for me.
People are scared that it's going to be like hard for him to do. I had somebody talking about like, oh, how is he going to execute this movie? Because the Superman movie felt so wholesome and so peaceful, like peace driven. And I'm like, dude, did y'all not watch Peacemaker? Like he also was in charge of that, and that was awesome.
You're right. Two completely different things.
Totally night and day. But like incredible. Like I love Peacemaker.
So where would you say your hype meter is on Supergirl?
I'd give it a solid 6.
6? Okay. Yeah. Coming from me, I'm a huge DC fan. Like I'd say I'm a DC fan before I'm a comic book fan.
Okay.
I really like DC. All the comics that I read are DC. And it's just, especially Supergirl. This movie is one of the most comic like adaptation films that I like. It appears to be. You know, most of these stories are original stories. Superman was an original story. Yeah. It wasn't particularly based off a narrative, but this Supergirl movie is. You know, of course they're going to change stuff, but it's an adaptation. Where other movies I feel like are more of a representation across the stories. Well, let's bring in this, let's bring in that. But this one is directly looking at one book and taking stuff from it. And the book it's taken from is Woman of Tomorrow, and it's one of my favorite comic books, just hands down. So all that together, and me being a Supergirl fan, I'd say I'm at a 10 out of 10 for Supergirl.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, I'm very excited for Supergirl.
You're using your 10 for Supergirl. Okay.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's hard for me not to be there for almost any DC project, if I'm being honest.
That's fair.
But my expectations are a little different than MCU's movie, Spider-Man. Where like MCU I feel okay about, because I want the DCU to succeed so bad. I'm more worried about Supergirl than I am Spider-Man.
Okay, so your hype meter's at a 10, but your nervous meter's also at a 10.
Yeah. Like, please go see this movie.